Untreated wastewater is spilling into a Cobb County creek near the Chattahoochee River tonight.
A messy situation in Cobb County. Untreated wastewater is pouring into creeks and into the Chattahoochee River.
And all this rain is not helping matters at all. Sewer problem being blamed on a pump failure at one of the facilities, and the county hasn't even been able to figure out how to fix it.
South Cobb emergency pump station project started back on New Year's Eve. We got a call from a construction management firm that we were working with on another project, and they said that Cobb County had a problem and they needed some pumps and they needed them quickly. My superintendent shows up on the scene, and immediately he realizes that this is a much bigger issue. This was a big problem.
Once we got onto the job site and we looked at the main pump station, we saw the order of magnitude that we were dealing with. Their main pump station was flooding and they were starting to spill sewage into the Chattahoochee River.
On the scene as well were representatives from Xylem who had been already supporting the county, and we were in sync with them, realizing that all the efforts that were going on right now were not going to solve it.
This project was extremely unique because of the complexity and the enormity of the problem itself. We had to prioritize what we needed to do. Our main priority was how can we stop the current spill and stop the environmental emergency that was happening.
There was every pump subcontractor, there were other contractors out there, there were crane vendors, I mean, you name it, there was everyone trying to help the county and sell them something to fix their problem. But nothing that was being done was really making any headway.
We took a step back, and with our prior knowledge from this project, we knew that we had a construction shaft approximately 1,000 feet away from the main pump station, that we were going to be able to get in there and attack this problem from that construction shaft.
When we were able to look at the construction shaft area, the light bulb went off for us and for Xylem. It was an open field. There was room to work, there was room to get heavy equipment in, cranes, bringing in tractor trailer loads of pipe, pumps, you name it.
Phase one of the project was to drop down 5 pumps to an elevation where we were able to stop the spillage into the Chattahoochee River.
Some of those problems to do that, however, proved very challenging. Number one, we were at the end of a runway to a very busy county airport, so we had to coordinate with runway activities and airport activities to be able to utilize a crane on site. And number two, just the sheer volume of, we were working over a hole that was 200 feet deep.
We were able to complete this in the amount of 6 days, starting January the 3rd when we first mobilized on site, and then we stopped the spillage on January 9th.
We'd accomplished priority number one. We'd stopped the spill. And at the same time, we knew that even though we'd stopped the spill, we hadn't solved the ultimate problem, which was figuring out what failed at the South Cobb pump station and how were we going to dewater the tunnel system so the county could get inside the station, figure out what happened and make the repairs to get it back up and running. So that kind of kicked off what we call phase two.
So for phase two of the project, the county wanted us to find a solution to be able to drop the pumps all the way to the bottom of the shaft.
We had to figure out several problems. Hey, how do we install this 200 feet deep with restrictions working in front of the airport? How do we do it safely? And then do we have the room for it? One of the unique abilities with these pumps is you're able to build a system to where the pump has a specific discharge elbow that allow you to create a slide rail system. It's how they're normally installed in permanent wet well configurations.
Between our in-house engineering, Tim Williams, Pablo Giraldo, our project engineer, Rick Fisher, our superintendent, and myself, we came up with a scheme to design a structural steel frame that within that frame would house the discharge piping for the pump as well as the guide rails for the pump.
We were able to come up with a system, a 200-foot tall structural steel frame that we were going to be able to drop down to the bottom of the shaft 20-foot sections at a time, jacking it down 9 inches at a time.
So we had these sections of frame prefabricated in 20-foot lengths for us to install one piece at a time down into the pump station.
This is something that's never been done before. Something similar had been done somewhere out in New York, but their shaft was only 30 foot deep. 30 foot deep compared to 200, that makes a big difference.
You know, we do a lot of work with Xylem. We were able to work with their executives and leverage our national relationship to cut down the fabrication time from 6 months to about 3 months. And that was key in this whole phase 2 operation.
We at Xylem were very excited about the partnership with Archer Western Construction. We were glad to be able to have a great solution to a very, very big problem.
So where are we at today? You know, we've successfully set 2 pumps within the construction shaft. They're fully operational, and the owner is now in the process of doing cleanup and making repairs to the existing facility.
I will break some of the biggest challenges into 3 different components. I will say component number 1 will be being able to stop the spillage in just 6 days. Component number 2 will be the ingenuity, the in-house engineering and ideas that we came up with to be able to drop this 200-foot tall tower into the bottom of the construction shaft. And then component number 3 is the execution of the project on site. Everything went perfect, just how we planned it.
Yeah, I'm really proud of the team that was associated with this project. You know, I'm really proud of the efforts put forth by Xylem, and really proud of Cobb County and their efforts and support throughout the whole process. There was a lot of innovation, a lot of details, a lot of good planning, a lot of smart people came together to make this thing happen.